Hello lovely butterflies, welcome to this journal on Monday, week 141. I'm working in my beloved Journal on Monday art journal and I picked out this sheet of home rusted Tengucho paper. I will link the tutorial on how to rust it in the description of this video. I'm just sticking down the Tengucho paper using matte medium, working piece by piece so that I have a surface that is as flat as possible. I'm heat setting it so that I can take the excess away. If I would do it while it's still wet, it would just come loose from the paper. To add some color, I'm going in with Phthalo Turquoise, which is one of the fluid acrylic from the Deco Art Media line, and I'm watering it down using a lot of water. It's really interesting to see how the color is being picked up by all the creases in the Tengucho paper. And where it got burned from the rusting, I added some color as well. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing using Titane Buff again in the fluid acrylics. I'm taking out some black fluid acrylic this time just to add some splatters. Onto my focal point. I decided to add a stack of old book pages. So this is what I'm prepping now. And as the thread from the book binding is very interesting, I'm keeping it aside as well to use it too. Now that I have my stack, of course, I have to glue everything together, which I'm doing very fast, just using a line of decoupage glue in between each piece of paper. To complete my focal point, I took out this piece of cambric that I rusted in the exact same way as I did for the Tangucho paper. And then this piece of cambric was just sitting in my jar of cambric, and as it had the right color, I decided to add it as well. So I'm prepping my Quin Gold fluid acrylic to add a rusty touch to my stack of paper, as well as some raw sienna. First I'm going in with a diluted version of the Quin Gold, and then when that will be dry, I'll go in with the undiluted version. And now to really enhance that rusty touch of the paper, I'm adding raw sienna on top of the Quin Gold. I don't want the paint to glue all the edges together, so I'm taking them apart again. To add even more interest, I'm going to burn the edges, but I'm doing so with incense, which gives me much more control than just an open flame. And I can also burn holes in the paper, but I'm doing so outside because I don't like the smell of incense in my house and I don't want to set my house on fire. I picked out two words from my Perfect Word stamp, which have nothing to do with one another because it says fragile toes, but it's really fitting to my current situation. Now that I know how big my focal point is, I can start distressing my cambric, the rusted cambric. And I had a whole conversation with my patrons during our last hangout where I explained that you have really several kinds of cambric. Cambric basically is woven cotton, but the kind that I get, like I've said so many times before, it doesn't fall apart when you start to pull it in all directions. I want to add some more stamping on this piece of wood, so I took out a stamp that did fit, and it's one of my Rock and Rust set. And now that everything is ready for my focal point, I can start putting it on the paper. I decided to go in using my circle stencil, the large version of it, and my charcoal pencil. Just tracing circles on the page, starting left and then working my way down to my focal point. And to avoid having to search which circle I use to trace these circles, I'm going in immediately with a blending stump and softening down the charcoal. As my focal point is way too much in my face and I want to tone it down, I just dry brush some gesso here and there. And I'm using a very fine liner. I'm tracing the wording just to make it a bit more visible with everything that's going on in that focal point. Thinking that I'm done, I'm adding my date stamp, and then I start explaining a whole bunch of things to my patrons, as they have an extended version of these videos. And while doing so, I realized that nope, I do need to add something more. So I'm going back in with my white charcoal pencil to add lighting to the circles, and then the black charcoal pencil again to add shading. And I'm doing so with each circle. And again, looking at it, I think it needs a bit more color. So I'm going back in with some fluid acrylic to add some splatters matching the turquoise that I have going on the paper. Of course, I'm protecting my focal point. I don't want to turn everything turquoise, just some splatters here and there. That's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If so, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to click on the little bell to receive notifications from new videos. And if you would like more and extended videos, I can only invite you to join all my awesome patrons on my Patreon page, which is linked in the description of the videos. See you next time. Ta-da!